right, everybody. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I'm your host, Strongman, and today I'm going to talk about why dividend investing is not all it's hyped up to be. Dividend investing is actually tax inefficient and does not actually help grow your returns over time. If you like this video, hit the freaking like button and subscribe to my channel, and let's jump right into the topic. Now, when you go on the internet, you're going to see all these YouTubers talk about the wonders of dividend investing. What is a dividend? All it is a company paying out its profits to the shareholders. The company sells something, it has expenses, whatever is left over goes to retained earnings. From the retained earnings, the company can choose to pay out a portion of those earnings to the shareholders. Now, those earnings can either be paid out to the shareholders in the form of a dividend, or they can stay in the company and be used to grow the company's business. So for dividends are not just this magic money that comes from the sky. A company can use that money to grow the business and get a huge return, or they can just pay out the money to you. That's all a dividend is. It is not some special free money that comes out of nowhere and adds to your return. Here's an example. Let's say we have a choice between two stocks. One is a dividend stock and one is a non-dividend paying stock. A high dividend paying stock would be like AT&T. I think they pay like, a 7% dividend? And then you have a non-dividend paying stock like, I guess Tesla, even though I hate Tesla, or Apple. No, wait, Apple does pay a dividend. A non-dividend paying stock, whatever. A dividend stock performance has two components. When a stock goes up in value, that's called a capital gain. When the stock pays out a dividend, that's called the dividend. So your returns come from capital gains, the stock going up in value, and your returns come from your dividends. So if this stock pays a 5% dividend and it's a $100 stock, you're going to get $5 in dividends paid out to you. Now you can choose to reinvest that, or you can choose to keep it for yourself. But just know there's two ways that a stock goes up, or that you calculate your return on a stock. Capital gains and dividends. For this dividend stock, it went up by 5% in 1 year, but it also paid a 5% dividend. So if you add these two together, you would think your total return would be 10%, but there's a problem. You pay taxes on dividends. You have to pay taxes on them. Federal taxes, maybe state. You have to pay taxes. That is going to reduce your overall return. Compare that to a non-dividend paying stock. This stock goes up by 10% because the company retained their earnings and used that to grow the business, which told investors that this company will be worth X amount of money in the future based on future cash flows. So if this company doesn't pay a dividend, but they use that money and they invest it to grow their business, you can also get a better return. So in this example, this company had a 10% capital gain. Its stock went up by 10% during the year, but it did not pay a dividend. So you'll think, oh, this is 10%, right? Same thing. And this is 10%. No, it's not, because you're paying taxes. And if you don't reinvest this dividend, your return is only 5% because you kept the 5% for yourself. So let's say you're a normal person, average American, and you get a 5% dividend. Well, you're going to pay 15% of tax on that dividend just for your federal bracket. So your total return, how much money you actually made, theoretically, is your capital gain of 5%, the stock went up by 5%, plus your dividend, 5% times 0.85. That accounts for taxes. And that is your total return, 9.25%. And this is assuming it's a qualified dividend. If it's a non-qualified dividend, you're paying more taxes. But that's a subject for another video. Compare that to the non-dividend stock. It goes up by 10%, but you don't owe any taxes. Because if you don't sell the stock, if it just goes up in value and you just hold on to it, you don't pay taxes on non-realized capital gains. You only pay taxes when you sell a stock at a gain. That is the only time you pay taxes. That is an unrealized gain of 10%. So you don't pay any taxes. And guess what your total return is? Capital gain of 10% plus your dividend of 0%, 10%. So on paper, both these stocks are exactly the same. Oh, 5 plus 5 and 10. They're not the same. Taxes are huge. They will completely reduce your total return over the long run. Now, you may not think that's a big difference, but in the long run, it'll crush your retirement dreams, because even a 1% reduced return can have significant effects in the long run when you count and compound it, okay? So my whole point is, high dividend stocks, there's nothing special about them. It's just the company paying out their profits to you. But if it's a good company and they keep those profits and they invest them in a new business venture, you can actually realize greater returns, because the company is buying into things that they think will grow the company's cash flow in the long run, which affects the stock value of the price based on expected earnings in the future. Does that make sense? So if you're seeing all these videos on YouTube, oh, look at my dividend portfolio, it's stupid. You don't want a high dividend portfolio unless you have it in a tax advantage account. But if you don't, if you're just buying dividend stocks just because they pay a dividend, it's not magic money. It's the company saying, I don't know what to do with this money, so I'm just going to pay it out to you, which is not good, because that company may be stagnant or even dying, and they're trying to entice you by paying out this huge dividend. Oh, look at this free money, when really it's them, really it's them not knowing what to do with that money in the first place. Highly tax inefficient. So don't go chase dividends. Chase total return. Write that down. Total return. That is all that matters. And if you want to buy dividends, high dividend stocks, or even bonds, whatever pays interest or dividends, you want to do it in a tax advantage account. Do not buy high dividend stocks in a brokerage account like Robinhood, okay? And ignore those stupid YouTubers that are talking about the magic of dividends, because it's the same freaking thing as a company not paying dividends and reinvesting the money. Not magic money, okay? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video to your hot dividend investor friends, leave a comment, and hit the bell button for notification. This is Strongman Personal Finance. You guys have a wonderful day.